Courtney Howard, speech number 2, audience. Okay. Does anybody know what these are? These are just deposit slips used for making a deposit when going to a bank. They are very important. They have your account number on it and all of your personal information. So if you were to lose them, somebody can get your information and have access to your money. Also, they're important that you fill out everything correctly on them so that when you're depositing a check or cash into your account, the money goes where it's supposed to go. Before you can actually go to a bank and make a deposit, you have to open an account. When you want to open an account, you first need to choose what sort of account will fit you the best with your needs, and then you have to go talk to what we call a platform side, which is a manager. You'll sit down, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes, and they will actually assign you an account number, which you will need to keep memorized so that you can put on your deposit slips. On a deposit slip, we have what's called a routing number, so we can find out what region, depending on what bank you bank at, that your account was opened at. Also, there's a spot for the account number, and usually a deposit slip will have, well, it will definitely have your name on it, but sometimes it will also have an address or a phone number. There are also other spots where you can write down if you either have a check or cash to be deposited. There's two different types of deposit slips. There is what's called a personal deposit slip, and there's also a generic deposit slip. The generic ones are found inside the bank. You can either go to a teller, or there's a common area where they have different forms for the customers to fill out, one of them being the checking deposit slip, which is this blue one here. While you open your account, they'll give you the option of ordering checks. That is where you can order your personal deposit slips. This is the personal deposit slip here. You can see that it already has my name, my address, and all of my information as far as region number and my account number. A lot of people choose to use the generic deposit slips because they are free and they're a little bit more convenient when you have all your information put on there. As far as filling out the deposit slip, there is a spot for checks or cash. If you use your own personal deposit slips, then all you have to do is fill in the date and also the spots, either if you bring in a check or cash, how much you're depositing, and also if you would like any cash back. There's also a spot on there where you have to sign if you do get cash back. That way the teller can compare the signatures and make sure that you are who you are. After you get your deposit slip filled out completely, you will go up to the teller, hand them the check or cash that you have, your ID, and also the deposit slip. The teller will then run the transaction through. If you have a generic deposit slip, it's your responsibility to write your account number on there. So it's also very important that if you use a generic one, the teller does not put any other extra numbers in there, that she follows your handwriting, so you need to make sure that it's also legible. After the teller takes your deposit slip and puts all your money in, she will then give you a receipt, and she will take the deposit slip and put it in either her truncation envelope or her truncation bin, depending on the financial institution. They all have different folders and ways of doing things and processing the deposits. Where I work, what we do is we put the deposit slip in an envelope. It is then sent down at the end of the business day to what's called our proof department. It's their job to go through, make sure that all of the deposits were put in the proper accounts, and that the teller actually processed the deposit completely and efficiently. After it goes to the proof department, all the deposit slips are actually saved, so if there's any trouble or anything with any of the deposits that you have made, or an amount was incorrect, what they can do is they can go back through the envelopes and make sure that everything was filled out correctly. That's why it's very important. Anyone that has a checking or even a savings account needs to know how to fill out a deposit slip correctly. Even if they're making a deposit for someone else, make sure that you have the correct information and that you know how to fill it out completely so that your deposit goes where it is supposed to be. That is the end of my speech, and thank you for listening. I hope everybody has a little bit better of an idea of how to fill out the deposit slips and how banking works. Thank you.